Uh, Hello students. In the previous lecture, we understand the various tools in the Chemdraw or Scheme Sketch software. Today, we are going to see the drawing of reaction and other tools inside this application. So let us consider one reaction. So nitration of benzene. So you can get a benzene ring from here, or you can draw a benzene ring using this carbon. You have to just drag your mouse and have the 6 carbon, and notice one thing, that after selecting this carbon, if you click on single bond, then it becomes a double bond. If you click on this double bond, it becomes a triple bond. And if you click on this triple bond, then it becomes again single bond. So depending upon your need in the structure, you can select the bond. So here I select 3 pi bonds, and so look at this benzene structure, which has a good geometry, and this benzene structure drawn having a different geometry. So in order to make it correct, so I am going to use this tool, that is a select, and click over the structure, and then as I said, click on clean structure, then this structure will be easily arranged. So you can increase or decrease the size of the structure depending upon the need or the picture requirement. So select it and you can delete it. So for the nitration, we required one arrow. So here it is an arrow. So you can put this arrow like this. Again, in this arrow there are different types of arrows. Like this arrow is for to represent the reaction equilibrium, or the forward reaction and backward reaction. So after selecting this arrow, so click on this reaction arrow labeling. So we have to write above the arrow and below the arrow. So after selecting this reaction arrow labeling, click on the arrow, then edit reaction condition. So here it is mentioned, that is a HV, that is a photocatalytic reaction. Then this triangle indicate the heat, then temperature, then degree Celsius, then acid and base. So many students use this temperature, so this 0 and superscript this 0. So you don't have to use that 0. So there is a special sign mentioned in a Word also, in a PowerPoint also, and in ChemSketch or Chemdraw application also. So here you can select the language in which you have to write the information, then font size and many other options. So here I am going to write HNO and 3, but this HNO3 is concentrated, so I will write concentrated dot and space. This is an above, and below I am going to write concentrated H2SO and 4. So this is an for example. So you may write a temperature below 5 degrees Celsius, or temperature in between 0 to 5 degrees Celsius, which is a requirement for the nitration reaction. So click on OK. So you will get this information over the arrow. So here you can rearrange this arrow So if this arrow is not in a straight way, so you can put it in a straight way. So you have to use a very precise cursor. You have to use very precise mouse handling. Then after that, select tool. So you can put this below close to the arrow like this. Okay. Then again you have to take this structure, or in many reaction this is a starting material. You have to get into the product and you have to make certain changes in the product. So in this case you have to just select this structure, then Ctrl C, Ctrl V, then this will get automatically selected, and just click where you want to put the structure, and then put the annotator group. Here it is already available like this. Okay, and to this structure you have to give the name. So use a select this structure, navigate into the tool, then generate name for structure. So while giving name for structure, it is necessary to select the structure and then go into the tool and generate and name for structure. So it is a nitrobenzene. So likewise you can draw any reaction using this ChemSketch application. So so after this drawing the reaction, you can select this entire reaction. Okay, and you can move this reaction in any other place. After complete selection, you can decrease their size like this, and whenever there is a name, you have to use this draw application. You have to click on the draw, and then you have to stretch like this. If you want to draw any name, click on this AB, and then you can draw any name over there. So like a major product, minor product, likewise. Then very important thing is to represent the reaction arrows. So here there are reaction arrows are mentioned. So you can find these reaction arrows. So here is a double bond, triple bond, then showing any effect if you want to represent like this. So here there are these are the arc that can be represented or that can be used in the reaction. So this is a draw continuous mode. So you can just click like this. So you will get a continuous alkane structure. Okay, there are one more thing, that is the stereo bonds are also mentioned. So in order to represent the stereo bonds, you can use this function. Select this any structure where you want to put stereo bonds. So likewise you can represent this stereo bonds. Also groups on the back side you can represent by using this dash line. Then one more important thing, if you want to represent any atom other than carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, you can use the periodic table, which is mentioned at the top of this left hand side, and periodic table again. You can get over from here like this. Any atom if you want to represent, for example silicon, then you can represent silicon over here. Then there are more number of functions are mentioned, that is a edit label atom or a radical label. Likewise, if you want to represent this R1, then this R2, like this. In any reaction, we in general kind of reaction we represent generally R1, R2. So you can use this function to represent. Okay. Then there is in a charge you can represent in the reaction mechanism. Likewise, this is a CH2 plus, like this you can represent. For example, this is an NH3 or that. If you want to represent the negative charge, then NH2 minus can be represented. Then if you want to, after this completion of this reaction, you have to export the reaction. So you have to get into the tool, then generate. Okay, so there are a few more options are there, that is a smiley notation is there. So I will explain this in next video for generating the log P or physicochemical parameters of the structure. For that reason, these descriptors are important. So at that time I will explain this. Again, in while saving the file, you have to click save as. Okay, then there is a function called as a, there is a save as a file type. So there are different types of files available. So in ordinary, if one has to save as an image, then use this JPG image. Then this GIF format is also available, but in a CHEMS case there is a format called as a SK2 file format, then mol format. So there are two versions of a mol format, then CDX formats is also there. So these formats are generally made available to use the structural information. When we draw a structure in a Chemdraw, simultaneously the electronic information of that structure is also simultaneously pasted on that structure, but that is not visible. But this information can be saved and regenerated in a next application, like Autodoc tool. When we save this file in SK2, mol or CDX format, if you save this file as a JPEG format or any PNG or PDF, this electronic information will not be saved. This will save as only graphical structure is only get saved. So that you have to keep into the mind. So here I am going to save as a SK2 file. So that file is being saved. Okay. So now here it is mentioned that C oblique user oblique complete desktop no name SK2. So this SK2 is the extension. Okay. So apart from that, there are a few more functions like representing the atomic properties, like valency, charge, isotope and numbering. Say for example, valency, if you take auto, or there are a number of valencies are also available. Then charge, in case of a drawing of inorganic structures, this is important. And isotope is also there. Okay. Say for example, if I take a CH4 and to that CH4 I click atomic properties, then there is an atomic properties, then charge plus minus, and then isotopes are there, that is 11, 12, 13, 14. if I take C13 and